Hello, everyone, and hello, Kieran and Kalina.
Hello.
That was like a royal wave. That was like, oh, royal ones. Hello. The queens are alive.
The queens are here. We have arrived.
And hello, everyone out there, whether you're watching this now or in the future. We are going to have a conversation about going from compression into expansion. Say what? and and the impact on, I'm going to say, like, the impact on your body when you're exposed to cognitive dissonance, which is lots of conflicting points of views in regard to what it is to have a body, what it is to be alive, and all cognitive dissonance actually creates stress. We're talking about it a lot in Access at the moment. It creates stress, and most of us are walking around with levels of compression. That, for me, like, mild compression is like soreness, and then it starts to hurt, and then I would say, like, dense compression is when you start to suffer and your body becomes painful, and it's become like normal, isn't it?
It has. It has. It has become really normal. And thank you for saying that because it's so much of the stuff I've been experiencing the last couple of days. And the awareness I'm getting is how much was I functioning from compression? And now I know there's so much more available. So it's like, okay, let's expand. And that expansion too, yes, it can be really easy. And sometimes it takes a little bit of muscle, to build into that expansion of I'm gonna be a freaking giant.
Thanks so much for saying that. When you talk about that, I would say one of the biggest limiting beliefs that we've been delivered is that we are the sum total of our body. And like, our body, whether it's big or small, that this is everything, this is the beginning and this is the end. And this is one of the things that we challenge, really, I guess, in Access Consciousness is you're an infinite being. Being you is the availability of infinite energy and access to infinite energy. And my sense of what creates the compression and the contraction is we're acting like these bodies are the sum total of us, and we're these infinite beings, and our bodies inside of us with infinite energy flows. And we come into a world up until now, which is based on this is right, this is wrong, this is good, this is bad. And instead of having all the energies in the universe, we just have four.
Yeah, and that part of the automatic way of functioning that it's considered normal to be solid, to have this compression, and that when you're around certain people, then like you might not even realize it until you are exposed to a different possibility. It's like, oh wow, okay, I can actually have an expansion here. Everybody around me can be solid, and I can have more ease and have more space. And that's what I had even today. I was in a virtual training and I was sitting and I was asking my body, it's like, okay, what is this? There was this heaviness, and my body was just asking to be like touched. And I ran a body process for myself. I lowered the walls and barriers
Awesome.
and just shifted everything. I was like, wow, and nobody knew what I'm doing because I'm literally just.
Nor do they have to, Um, sometimes for me, it's like I have these like magical secret box of tools. Now, I'm happy to share them with anyone in the world, but most people don't seem to want them, but some people do, some people genuinely do. And so we have access to these magical body processes and these tools. What that could look like is Kalina running a body process in a meeting and being like, hey, hang on a second. What choice for expansion can I have here now? And just expanding out and not making yourself small and solid. And I would say for me, I was very familiar of matching the vibration of someone else because I didn't want to disappoint. I wanted to fit into their point of view, blah, 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 blah. Kieran is laughing. And the body processes really allowed me to have that vibration of expansion, like, yeah, space, essentially.
Since we're talking about this, I have to share. So earlier, Daniel, my husband, and I were watching TV, and he had his hand on my leg. I'm like, "Can you run MTVSS? It's one of the processes you will learn." I was like, "Just hand on my leg. We don't have to do anything special." And as soon as he literally said it out loud, my body relaxed, and it was just his palm was down on my leg. It was nothing crazy. And what's interesting later is he shared he had like this pressure headache going on, but as soon as he said MTVSS turn on and run, he yawned and it just went away.
Mm.
And that wasn't even the intention of running the body process. And I thought that was so cool. I'm like, this is a 2-for-1 today. This is amazing. And
Yeah,
it can be that simple.
it can be that simple. And it's just, I love that you said, here we are watching TV, and I asked my husband to put his hand on my lap and my thigh and run MTVSS, and immediately, and this is what we're talking about at the moment in Access, you immediately have your psychic abilities going through the universe. So you're opening up to all the universality of possibilities of energies for your body, instead of fitting in with everyone else on a Wednesday afternoon who has a headache about work, or they're stressed about this and they're stressed about that. And we talk about in Access that all stress is you not receiving the universe's contribution. And I've got to say, for me, it is wild how I can go from headache, compression, bellyache, backache, and someone runs these processes on my body, and I can sense the compression, like, I'm going to say, like, just turning, melting, actually melting into space. And I don't have to understand it. But what I do know is compression is when you have been implanted with points of views and beliefs that do not run true for you, you know? And so what occurs with that then is, sorry, I just got distracted by a noise in the background. So what occurs with that is you go into this compression instead of asking what's true for me here and expanding out into space. And what you said, it is a practice. And the more, one thing I will say, the more and more I've noticed, the more and more I get the body processes run, the less compression, and the more I'm aware of other people's compression. And now the difference with me after all the years of the body processes, I know the compression isn't mine now.
Yeah. And having those body processes as tools in your toolbox is such a gift. And like you can exchange it with friends, you can give them as sessions to clients, like you can just go attend swaps and see what is that changing. And that's what I've seen for myself is like swapping with friends has been amazing, like just hanging out the whole day and basking in the energy of body processes, and all of a sudden there's so much more lightness, and I know that this is creating a different future, and not only for me, but just
Yeah, but
yeah.
it's true what you said though. Expansion is creating a different future, because all there's ever been with human bodies is compression. But expansion, what future can expansion gift you beyond anything you've ever imagined? And so we have these new body processes. We have the new cognitive dissonance process, which allows you to decompress, any pain or suffering that's locked into your body that's not yours, but you lock this stuff into your body because you try to be the same as your dad, or you try to be the same as your work peers, and you lock that vibration. And then it's to transform that with the body processes and your capacity, your power. We talk about power and Access Consciousness, and the way we talk about it as a potent catalyst for change. You are a catalyst for change, And so we'd love to invite you. I think we're Friday, 3 weeks from Friday, is it?
Yes.
I'm so excited. So I'll be there 3 weeks from Friday in Etobicoke. Reach out to Kieran, Kalina, or myself if you require any information on the 3-day body class. And I suppose for me, as a gal that came from being like panic attacks, PTSD seizures, headaches, I did not have a lot of fun and ease, joy, and glory with my body. My question now is, why wouldn't you gift this to yourself? Why wouldn't you gift yourself that support, that contribution, you know? And I suppose I was letting my body down when I wasn't gifting it what it required. And once I gifted it what it required, my body is gifted to me in ways like beyond beyond anything, and has gifted to people all over the world, where they start to, you know, receive this peace and this ease and this, I'm going to say, like, relaxation of living, which is very different to what we've been trained into. Yeah, beautiful.
I'm really glad you shared that, because looking at you at first glance, I wouldn't have even imagined that that was part of your life at some point.
I know.
Like, you, PT, what? So
Yeah.
it's really cool. Like, you are that walking, talking change.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, using these processes, using the tools, you are literally the possibility of what can occur.
I actually had a conversation with Gary Douglas about bodies, and I forgot that I had bulimia. I actually, see, the funny thing is I never focused on changing it. I just got the body processes run. And I grew up with so much conflict and compression with food, and I just got the body processes run, and the bulimia went away, and I was like, oh yeah, I used to have that. It's like, it's just,
That is cool.
it's so cool. You start to come into the kindness of consciousness, and where any destructive energies you had in regard to your body and you that are not wrong, they're just creating something. They're not wrong. Nothing is wrong. Nothing is right. Everything creates. But you get to access, like, the generative energies of living, you know, where you hang out with your friends on a Sunday and run body processes, you know, where you're moving towards living all the time, which for me is, I found the gold. Yeah.
So true. So April 25th to 27th. And if anyone wants to join us and wants French translation, it is going to be available. So just let us know.
Exactly. Thank you so much, ladies. And thank you
Thank
for
you.
thank you for your level of presence and your level of joy in creating this class. And, you know, we're a beautiful team, and we welcome you with open arms, and come join us. Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.